Hope everyone's having a good day. Happy weekend. Hopefully, the live is catching everything from the very beginning. I know sometimes I do a replay and then I'm like, wow, this thing is catching me like almost a minute in. Anyways, hope everyone is doing well. And, if you can't stay during the live, catch the replay, like, comment, share, subscribe, and all the things. Now, I thought I would come live and talk about a few of the hot topics that are in the media, as well as just some little random chit chat. So, yeah, if that's what you're about, keep watching and you can skip through the video to the points that you want to hear. So, one of the hot topics right now is India, Arie, and Young Miami. And I know a lot of people might be like, oh my God, like, not again. Like, one more person is talking about. Because even I have been scrolling social media and I'm like, okay, can we just wrap this up? But as you know, we all like to do on social media, everybody wants to get their point in, right? Everybody wants to give their take. And my channel is called Shay's Take. So I'm going to give my take. So, yeah, I mean, let's be respectful though. I want you guys to comment and stuff like that, but be respectful because, for one, I've seen some people online just straight disrespecting India Arie. And now, first of all, big ups to all the ladies, all the women in the industry, whether you do R&B, rap. I know this isn't about reggae or whatever, but my background is Jamaican, so reggae, dancehall, whatever kind of music you do, big ups to the women, because it was just a few days ago I came across somebody posted something on IG and it had to do with a country, and I don't want to name the name because I know social media is very sensitive. Sometimes they can like your stuff. But there's a country where a lot of women are having basically all their rights stripped away. And if anybody's wondering what country that is, Google. Google. I'm sure Google will tell you what countries women don't really have any rights in. And I was so saddened by the post. And I said to myself, like, it's such a I mean, I don't want to say privilege. We're in 2026. I mean, this should be the norm, but different places have different cultural values. But in 2026, it's such a blessing to be a woman and be able to live freely. You know what I mean? I live in Canada, this that's happening is in America. But, I would say as women, we have the blessing of living in Canada, America, like England, a lot of these places where you can do whatever you want. You can dress how you want. If you want to get an education, if you don't want to be with a man, if you want to be with a man, whatever it is, you can do whatever you want. And so I thought about it, and at first, hey, it's everyone joining the chat. At first, I thought about it, and I said, you know what, this topic has me so, I don't know. I'm like, first I was like swaying so far to one direction, but now I'm torn. Now, a lot of people are bashing India Arie, saying, why is she speaking out? We've had, not the best messaging in music and hip hop for decades. Why is she bashing Young Miami? And I find, based on what I've seen and my little diggings online, I don't think India Arie is bashing Young Miami. I think what it is India Arie, if anybody's ever really been into her music from back in the day, her music is a lot about positivity and upliftment and just loving on yourself and the consciousness of the people. I'm not knocking anybody's message, but go and listen to Young Miami. I think that her messaging might be a little different. And I had to really think before I came on this live, because I said I don't want to bash either women. I myself love listening to music that may be seen as not conscious or loose or vulgar or way out there. But at the same time, I love listening to what's considered conscious music. Again, like I said, my background is Jamaican. And so Jamaican culture has reggae and we have dancehall. And anybody who knows reggae is like the conscious music. It's talking about the upliftment of the people, what's happening politically, all the things, life and just realness. And then dancehall is where you're talking about if you know, spice and the skin out, me, all of that, the fun and the go up on your head top and the tightest, who have the tightest hole and all of that, like as people would say, the slatness, right? And it is what it is because you usually play those musics in a dance, you play it on the roadside, you play it at a barbecue, wherever you having fun, you turn it up. So I think it is important for there to be music that it's just fun music. I mean, nobody wants to listen to quote unquote conscious music all the time. But at the same time, I get the messaging behind not just what India Arie has said, but many other artists and very well-known public figures have said, we do need a little consciousness sprinkled in there. Fun music is great, but we do need a little, sorry, there's like a mosquito here, consciousness music sprinkled in between. And why is that? Because I've seen a lot of people saying, India Arie needs to go sit down. She's old, she's dusty, no one's checking for her. No, a lot of y'all ain't checking for her. The thing about this, and I'm a rant a little bit, so follow me. I'm gonna be all over the place, but who catches it, catches it. One thing I realize about my people, and I'm gonna keep it real, I mean my black people, and I'm not just speaking about black people in the USA, but I'm gonna just keep it real because my background, like I said, is Jamaican. I was born and raised in Canada, but I've been in the culture, And one thing I realize about black people in general is that when, not all, because people are gonna come for me and say you're generalizing. Let's use common sense now. I haven't met every black person. I mean, a high number of some people, they don't like when you tell them the truth straight up. We know as black people that our culture, our communities have been bombarded with crime, violence, over-sexualizing, especially over-sexualizing of the women, of the young girls. Right now, there is a high unaliving rate in a lot of parts of, I hate to say it, but in JA, in Jamaica, I know some people are gonna come for me and be like, "There's high rates in everywhere in the U.S. and Canada." Yeah. But again, like I said, follow me. This message is gonna be going around and around. But who catches it, catches it. A lot of the time, like I said, there's a lot of issues in our community. Again, we're reeling it back into, a lot of people don't like to tap into the fact that what's in the music, what's in the media, what's in just the things that popular, influential people put out, it influences the people. A lot of people are saying Young Miami's making a hot song, let her have her moment. Yeah, let her have her moment. Yes, big ups to her. But I don't see anything wrong because in somebody who may be maybe a little bit more seasoned in the game, somebody who's coming to you in love, which I'm hoping, I'm assuming that's how India Arie meant it, and saying, hey sis, hey, big ups to you. I haven't seen her put her down, Young Miami down. Big ups to you, but let's just try to, clear up some of the messaging. Nothing's wrong with that. I find people don't want you to tell them nothing. They want you to endorse the BS. Nah. What's the point of having older generation if you're not going to learn or take anything from them? The whole point of people who are here before you is for you to learn from them, for them to teach you, for them to guide you, for them to be a shield for not just you, for the community. It's bigger than just Young Miami's having a hot song for the summer and people want to turn up and go to barbecues and go to the club. It's about the impact it has on the culture. It's about the impact. First things first, we all know hip hop, black culture it's big, it's large, it's mainstream. Anything we black people put we name pan, we put the stamp pan, it goes big. We influential people. It's just what it is. What it is. We got the sauce. we carry the swing, right? So we all know that, right? We all know that our culture is very influential. So if you know it's very influential, you got to be cautious of what you're putting out there that's going to influence. And a lot of people will say, you know what, these people are entertainers, let the parents raise the kids. Yeah, that's true. But come on, now let's keep it real. I was born in the 90s. I'm a 90s baby, and I grew up in the 90s and the early 2000s. How many of y'all, and I know, don't front, after school, you go home, and what did you do? You turned on the TV, you watched 106 in Park, that was popular back then. In Canada, also what was popular was Much Music. All those entertainment shows where you're consuming music, music videos, and then also there was different TV stations where you can consume and watch reality shows, and those things influenced you as a young person. I'm gonna talk from even my standpoint. There's nothing my parents were saying to me when I was a teen that was really resonating with me. It was about what was in the music, what was happening with my friends, what was happening in the media, that's what I wanted to gravitate towards. And as you get older, okay, your parents had a bit of a point. They may be, a lot of us used to call our parents miserable, but realize they had a point. But we didn't know that when we're younger. And so I feel like, and I know I'm straying and people might be like, girl, wrap it up. But as I said, if you're not ready to sit down and really listen to something, then this is not the live for you. Click off. I'm going deep, and who catches it, catches it. The point is that, yes, the parents should be raising the children, the teens, the youth, but what's in society also influences that. And we can't deny that. So we're not saying, again, I'm not saying, and I believe in Arie is not saying, yeah, sure, there can be fun music, turn up music, but, and it doesn't just go for Young Miami, it goes for everyone who knows that they have a big influence on people. Try to clean up the messaging so that way it can have a better impact on the youth. Catch this. Just maybe 2-3 weeks ago, I was on IG and I saw where they arrested a black woman. She's an older black woman. I believe she's in her maybe 40s, or I'm gonna say anywhere from early 40s to 50s. Her and her daughter got arrested for shoplifting, and they shoplifted bags. I'm gonna say allegedly. The video didn't say alleged. They showed it in the act, but I'm gonna say allegedly because sorry, I got a call. I don't even call cut what I was saying. Okay, so what I was saying again, I'm gonna recap in case the call cut what I was saying. Recently on IG, I saw where a woman, a black woman in her, I would say early 40s to mid 40s, 50s, her and her daughter were caught allegedly stealing Louis Vuitton bags. And when they caught her, how they said that, authorities rounded up that it was really her and her daughter, was that they went on their IG page and saw them dancing and singing to Young Miami, Spend That. So a lot of the people who are saying, oh, but it's just a song, and I've seen people saying, well, anybody who's stupid enough to let a song influence them, it's not about stupid. If somebody in their big age of 40s, I'm gonna give her grace and say 30s, but 30s, 40s, 50s, whatever, at your big age, if you're gonna be doing that, it goes to show that it's not about, oh, people are making music influence them. It's about the point that I just said, that it's about what is out in the media. People feel in 2026, a lot of people feel the pressure from social media to show up and show out. A lot of people right now, they've been losing their jobs, they've been losing their livelihood ever since the pandemic. There has been a huge rise in unemployment. We've seen it, especially in the Black community. It's been documented that over 300,000 Black women have been laid off and have been unemployed, and the number has risen, right? So when you have a high unemployment rate, regardless of what the government is saying, because they keep coming out saying jobs are high. I don't know where they're getting that jobs are high when there's such a high unemployment rate. High unemployment rate, people struggling, let's be real, and usually that's in minority communities. We're talking about Black, so we're gonna say Black communities. You can't knock what Arie is saying. You're pushing a message about scamming and boasting when we're in an economy where people are jobless and struggling. So you're encouraging the people, whether Young Miami wants to take responsibility or not, you are almost encouraging your own people to get themselves in trouble. Because like I said, when I seen that older woman online that was locked up with her daughter for allegedly thieving them Louis Vuitton bags, and she was on IG dancing to Young Miami's song "Spend That" with the alleged stolen bags. I said, well, there you go. So how can people be knocking India? And then there's some people I followed who I had to unfollow because I'm just like, they're saying, oh, but India Arie's message from her videos back in the day weren't any better than Young Miami's because she's talking about chasing a black king, and chasing a black king isn't anything different than some of what Young Miami's saying, because she may be saying it in a ratchet way, but India Arie is saying it in what's considered more of a classy conservative way. Listen, some of y'all purposely like to misunderstand people. There's nothing to not register properly in the fact that all India Arie was saying is, listen, let's be conscious about what we put out. Period. Read between the lines. If you have a big platform and a big movement, a big following, be responsible for what you put out. You can put out fun, cool stuff, but it doesn't have to tear down your people at the same time. Now, I don't know what y'all are commenting, because I'm seeing this message has been held for review. Y'all be respectful. I already said this at the beginning of the live. If you're going to comment, be respectful, be considerate, say your opinion, but don't be disrespectful. I'm not sure what's going on here. Somebody's saying, okay, I don't know. Some people are commenting some real disrespectful. I can see what your comment is. I'm not even going to repeat what you're saying, because I'm not going to give you that kind of energy. If you don't like watching somebody, there are millions of YouTubers on YouTube. You can exit stage left. Like, I'm not quite sure why somebody's being disrespectful. First of all, this is not a wig. This is my real hair. My real hair. Okay, there's no wig in this. So somebody's commenting about nice wig. Yeah, nice try. I'm not wearing no wigs. So yeah, your mama might be wearing some wigs, but not me. Okay, and I'm not knocking anyone wearing wigs, because I just did a live stream a few days ago about hair. Check that out on my channel. But if you're gonna be disrespecting me, I'm gonna disrespect you. I ain't wearing no wig, so keep it cool. Keep it. That's another reason why a lot of topics that happen in the media in the Black community, I don't even talk about it, because. And I heard this one YouTuber say it before, SoFlo. Shout out to SoFlo TV. I love watching SoFlo. SoFlo said, and he's a Jamaican YouTuber, American Jamaican YouTuber. He said when you touch on certain topics, sorry to say, but Black people be attacking you. I'm here. If you go back and watch this stream once I finish it, my message is of positivity and upliftment. I didn't come up here disrespecting India Arie, and I didn't come up here disrespecting Young Miami. I came up here to say that everybody just needs to be conscious of the message you're putting out, especially if you have a big platform. Make fun music, make hot music, have your fun, make your money, spend your money, but don't encourage the people to bring themselves down. We already have enough of that in the Black community, and yet y'all coming up here and trying to tear me down, talking about I got on a wig. You don't even know me. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, why don't you go play in traffic? Like, I don't want to encourage the wrong thing, but you know what I mean? Don't be disrespectful. Because if you check my channel, I'm all about positivity and upliftment, which, sorry to say, very few Black people are doing that online, right? A lot of people, if I really wanted to get views, I could go up and put up all the scandalous and be ratchet and all of that. But when I came on YouTube, I said to myself, you know what? I want to push a positive message. I don't want to be just, goes back to the beginning of this message. As India Arie was trying to say, I want to put out a positive message for other young Black girls, other girls that are coming up that are going to watch me, or if my videos are up in years to come. I don't want people to pull my videos and be like, oh, look, you already know how other races view Black people. They're going to say, look, another ratchet biatch online doing the same mess, gossiping and all of that. You know what I'm saying? So y'all tune in and support the people that are doing support the India Aries, support the Young Miamis, encourage them to make the fun but more altered lyrics. Because back in the day, one thing I've been missing is back in the day, in the early 2000s, when summer came around, summer music was summer music. Everybody's saying Young Miami's song is the song of the summer. No, no, no. Summer music back in the day was, if you listen to the lyrics, whether dancehall, reggae, hip hop, they were talking about barbecues, having a good time, going to the pool, looking good, doing your hair, fun, and in the club with your lady. That's what the songs were about. Not about you trying to scam and scheme, which is going to push you into catching a charge when you locked up. Is Young Miami gonna bail you? You know what I mean? I mean, I don't think people think. I don't think people them just follow the trend. Anything that's popping online, them follow it and them go with it. You see what I'm saying? You have to think deeper into that. And I remember when I was younger, and I'm not up here because some people are gonna say, "Oh, you preaching like you are free of sin." Nah, I've done a lot of dirt in my life, in my 36 years. Well, I can't say 36 years because I wasn't doing dirt when I was a baby, but you get what I mean. When I was a teen, up till I'd say roughly like my 30s, right? I've lived. I'm not preaching on the people. I'm for my black people, which is why I make this video in the first place. I've done my wrongs and I've turned it around and pushing every day to keep turning it around. It's not easy out there. It's easy to turn into the life of what Young Miami is singing. It's fun, yeah, you can shake it to it now, but when you locked up in someone's prison, and you ain't got the kind of money Young Miami has, you're gonna be rethinking your life. It's just, I don't know. Social media culture is such a crazy culture because I don't know. I grew up right on the borderline where it was like people was using MSN chat. In Toronto, T.Wire was really popular and popping. MySpace, Facebook was just coming out. Things were like a mild introduction. Now it's like people literally are messing up their future just to say they have a bag. They drive in a car, which whole time it's a rental. They're in this house, whole time their mortgage is backing up. You see what I'm saying? Wasn't it just a month or two ago the Shade Room posted that DJ, I think it's ASAP, and his wife LaShonda allegedly were charged or something like that for scamming, was it MLM, multi-leveling marketing scheme, allegedly? You see what I'm saying? Like, it's just, we gotta really turn things around as a community. We really, you know what I'm saying? And I know people might not want to hear this talk, which is why the numbers keep jumping up and down, because people, when you preaching a positive message, people don't want to hear that. They don't want to hear that mess. If I was coming up here and I was bashing the girl, I was coming up here and doing a review on Real Housewives of Atlanta or Love Island, which I don't watch. You know what I mean? But it's popping up everywhere. Everyone's doing content on it because it's popping. That's one thing about me. I've never been somebody that tunes into what's popping. I've been a unique person. Nothing's wrong with tuning into what everybody else is tuning into, but I'm just not that kind of person. Like, I tune into what I genuinely have interest in, and I think that is a issue in the Black community. I think a lot of people, everybody is just a follow the leader, as the Caribbean song was, a follow the leader. Ain't nobody got no originality. And I genuinely think at the root, I don't want to speak for India Arie, but I think that is a point of her message. And I'm gonna wrap this up because I've been talking about it now for almost half an hour. So my whole point, to wrap it up and to move on to another segment, is I respect all women out there who are doing their thing, who are making their money, the India Aries, the Young Miamis. It's not an easy thing to be a woman in the game, a woman in the hip hop game, the game period, entertainment. Big ups to every woman who is doing it. All the women who came from the Little Kims to the Foxy Browns to the Queen Latifahs to the people who, I know I'm gonna miss out some people, but this is not to list everybody, it's just a intro. But to everybody, for all the people who started it, to who's in it now, to the Cardi B's, to everybody, big ups to everybody. And hopefully people can just live their life, make their money. But as India Arie was trying to say, let's just try to have a positive message that can impact the people, impact our community, impact our Black community. We don't want to encourage a message that is going to have our own people in prison. supposedly the highest rate of race of people who are locked up are black people. We don't want to encourage more black people to be locked up. We already had years of being enslaved. We don't need more years of us encouraging our own people to enslave themselves. That don't make no sense. You know, you rich and famous, you can preach that message, because I bet you Young Miami is not boasting and she's not putting nothing in her bag, right? She can afford the bags she's wearing. Y'all gonna be boosting and can't even afford your next day's dinner. And a lot of y'all parents aren't going to refinance their house, their mortgage to my mom already. I remember my mom told me straight up when I was going. My mom said, "Listen, I'm not gonna lose my apartment, my house, refinance or reconfigure none of my bills to bail you from jail. Straighten your up." You see what I just. All I'm saying is just think, y'all. Just think. Have fun, yes, yeah, but don't be swept up in the mess. These people are entertainers. They're there to entertain. Tap into a more conscious message. Tap into a message that is going to uplift you and uplift the next generation. Not have y'all enslaved like your ancestors. God, believe it or not, the prison system is a system. It's a money-making system, allegedly. Anyhow, moving on, because it's Friday and we don't want it to be overly uptight live. To shout out to everybody who's watching the live, and someone said she only responds to hate comments. I'm assuming you're talking to India Arie. I've seen India Arie respond to positive messages because I'm on Threads. Follow me if you're on Threads. And I've seen her respond to a lady who commented saying that India Arie's songs got her through when, I don't want to misquote the lady, but I believe she said she had some kind of sickness and some breakup or whatever, and India Arie's music helped her, and she answered to that woman, and I've seen her answer to quite a few other positive messages. So that's what I'm saying. People are bashing India Arie because they're seeing, and the thing about the algorithm is the more negative you click on is the more negative it's going to show you. So you're seeing that she's answering to all these negative comments, but I'm sure she's answering to positive comments as well. I mean, come on, y'all, lighten up now, lighten up. Not too much on anybody, not too much on India, and not too much on Young Miami. And fun fact, when the City Girls, which is what a part of the group that Young Miami was in before, the group split, I was a huge fan of the City Girls before the City Girls made it big. So I'm somebody, and I don't want people to say you're contradicting. No, I'm somebody, I love the conscious messaging, and I love a fun, pop out, I'm an independent woman song. Okay? Because one thing about me, I started living on my own when I was 17. So I know about being an independent woman. So I love that kind of stuff. But again, like I said, we don't want to encourage our people, our black people, our next generation to get themselves incarcerated. We don't want to be incarcerated. We want to be free, making money. There's no point in popping tags and boosting if you're going to be, it's going to give you a whirlwind into the system. Now you have a record. Okay. Anyhow, like I said, moving on. So the next messaging I wanted to talk about, or the next topic I wanted to talk about was, and this is moving totally away from hip hop and I guess American music, and we going into dance hall. So, yeah, as I said, my background is Jamaican, so I was born and raised on reggae and dancehall music. And big ups to Kizzy and Kiprich. They got engaged. Was it the Jamaica Star? I saw it on the Jamaica Star first, and then I went over to Kizzy's page and I said, Kizzy got engaged. With a left finger ring upon. Kizzy did send one of our song upon the finger they ringed upon. Anyways, big up to Kizzy and Kiprich. And I know Kizzy and Kiprich, they went through a lot, because if anybody who really is into, dancehall and reggae and following people, them know Sir Kizzy, condolences to her and Kiprich. They had went through the loss of their baby in recent times. And so seeing that Kiprich and Kizzy, got engaged. I was so excited. I know we don't know the people them personally, but I was excited because when you see some people's journey online and you just feel like you're part of what's happening. Like because when the whole loss of the baby and stuff happened, I said, I hope them get married. I hope them stay together because I've watched a lot of their vlogs and they seem like fairly genuine, down to earth people. And I said, I hope them get married, because Kizzy is a dollar. You have to put a ring on the dollar finger. So, big ups to them. I wish them all the best. I hope they make it right to the aisle. Boom, bang, bang, the whole thing finished kaklam. And married and it done. Not done like finished, but the whole wedding done, everything, happy life. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Live, good, yeah. All the things. And big ups to them and God's blessing upon no union. And if Kizzy chooses, because I see people making comments and I'm like, Lord, just like my Jamaican people, they're like, I hope she have another baby, try for another baby. We don't know how, the previous loss has affected Kizzy. And some people choose to go along and have another child and try, and some people choose not to. So whatever Kizzy and Kiprich choose to do, whether to try again or not to try again, good for them, big ups to them, and let God bless Kizzy done and Kiprich union, and big ups to them and all the best. And I'm so happy for y'all. I know I don't know y'all personally, but I watch y'all on social media. And I'm so excited to continue watching your journey, and big ups to y'all. So now moving on to another segment. I feel like this live is the longest live I've ever done because y'all done had me forever on the Young Miami thing. Okay, so another topic that I wanted to talk about. I don't even remember. I think I don't even know where I put it. Talked about the other topic so long I forgot about this. But what is everybody else doing for the weekend? Comment below what you're doing. Are you going to the movies? Are you staying in? Are you going to the park? Isn't it supposed to be the 4th? What is this? The 4th of July. So I know, the Americans are supposed to be celebrating the 4th of July in Canada. Where I am, we celebrated Canada Day, July 1st, which just passed. So yeah, hopefully everybody has like a safe and fun weekend. Y'all stay away from the boosting. Y'all stay away from the boosting. And hopefully y'all have, a good weekend. And I guess what else? I guess I'll just have like random topics like I usually do. If you guys have ever caught any of my previous lives, after I talk about the hot topics, then I usually just go on into like random everyday topics that can relate to everyday people. So I was thinking to myself, and I know this is a very random off topic and people might be like, really, girl, really? But, and this has been bothering me for a while, so I didn't just realize it today, but I'm just like, y'all ever been in the washroom and it's like, people come in, whatever, they put their hand under the blow dryer, rightfully so, people want to dry their hands. A lot of bathrooms now, they don't have paper towel because they're trying to conserve waste. Which is hilarious because I've seen people post on IG of them recording the garbage men in Toronto, putting the recycling, the garbage, and organic all in one and putting it in a truck, which I'm like, so then why are they forcing people to recycle if at the ending of the day they're going to put the recycling, the organic, and everything in one bin? Like, I'm not. Anyhow, back to the bathroom thing. Ever been in the bathroom and people put their hand on the blow dryer and you're just like, ugh, like, as Jamaican would say, me 8, 9, and 10. The blow dryer sound, it's annoying really bad, real bad. And I'm just thinking to myself, like, in 2026, like, there's nobody with all the millionaires, billionaires, and now they say trillionaires in the world, and nobody has thought of inventing hand blow dryers for the bathroom that are quiet, that don't make no noise. I'm tired of the it's a lot. I don't know. I'm somebody, I get overly stimulated, and it's just a lot when you're in the women's bathroom and everybody's in there and there's all this movement and the blow dryer. It's just I can't. I'm just like, in 2027 that's coming up, can somebody please invent like a hand blowing dryer that is quiet, that doesn't make all the noise? And same thing for even hair dryers. Like, why do we still have dryers that are making all this noise like we're on a construction site? Like, I'm not understanding. I think too much money is going into WA You know what it is. Bam, bam, bam. I don't want to say it on the live because you know YouTube is sensitive. But I feel like our country leaders and billionaires and trillionaires are spending so much money on fighting WA, and they're not investing in things like quiet blow dryers and quiet hand dryers and different inventions that can help your everyday life. There's no reason why 2026 you have a full-on construction site going on in the bathroom. But anyways, I just figured, I'm like, I'll just put that out there because I'm like, I wonder if anybody else is like me that will go in there and literally just cringe every time somebody puts their hand under the dryer, because I'm like, oh God, here we go again. All the noise, all the drama, and all the things. And then another thing I was touching on is shout out to anybody who watching the live now or catches the replay. Where are you watching from? Where in the world are you in? I'm in Toronto, Canada. And listen, anybody from now on who is watching me and doesn't know where I am, because I've had people ask me on IG, where are you? Like, I am like Drake. The amount of times I have bigged up where I'm from, if you have been watching me a few times and don't know where I'm from, that means you have a hearing problem. And big ups to anybody who's hearing impaired. But you have a hearing. How many times am I going to say I'm from Toronto, Canada, born and raised with a Jamaican background? And I have that literally in my bios. Y'all don't read, y'all don't listen. But shout out to y'all. Where is anybody who is watching or catching the replay from? Comment, put your country, your city, drop your flag. Let me see them flags. You know, is anybody else watching from Toronto? And do I have any Jamaicans watching me? Because I go through my analytics and I'm like, okay, I see Canada, I see is it UK? I see US, I see like small numbers of like I think it's West Africa, Italy. I'm like, people in Italy are watching me? Murder. Yeah, but shout out to everybody who watched. It's a worldwide thing, you know. Yeah. Big ups to uno like, comment, share, subscribe. Uno don't be shy, because enough of the time I feel like uno shy, uno don't want to comment and be the only person in the comment section commenting. But screw that. Screw that. You know what I mean? Like, just be you, be free up yourself. Like, I mean, what's the most people gonna do if they see your comment alone in the comment section? They're gonna, as Jamaican people say, them gonna beat you. Them gonna beat you. They're gonna put you out of your house. You and them live like you don't know the people. Just big up if you like watching a creator. If we don't know if you like us, if you want us to keep going, if you don't support. So support, and like I said, drop your flag in the comment section, where you're from, the country, all the things. I don't really have anything else I want to say. I think I said enough in the beginning of the live. And I had a little bit of other things I want to say, but I think I might just say it on another live and keep it for that. But if there's anything more exciting happening in the media, you know, I'll try and come and talk about it. It is a lot to put these videos up. I know people watch the videos and think literally you press record and just da-da-da. No. I literally had to make a thumbnail. It took me over an hour because I had to keep trying to size things in, and the font and the colors weren't matching against the pictures, and you got to think of your title. The social media is a lot of work. So if you see people doing content creating, and you see people, because a lot of people who are bigger content creators, they have an editor, they have publicists, they have all the stuff. But even then, it's still a lot of work, right? You have to bring your energy. A lot of people don't think about those stuff. They think people just come online, and no, it's not an easy thing to come online, and you have to bring, for the most part, an upbeat, interactive energy. And one thing about the camera picks up everything. You know how many times I've been watching about my lives and I'm like, look at my eyes, I look so tired. The camera picks up everything. If you look tired, if you kind of have an annoyed energy, if you kind of look nervous. So being on camera is a lot of work, because you got to put yourself in that headspace. You got to put yourself in the space of talking about topics and really looking into those topics. You have to, like I said, do your thumbnail, your description box. You have to put your video out. And sometimes when you put your video out, comment if anybody else can relate. There's a lot of times I've tried to upload videos. Sometimes the videos don't upload properly. I don't know why, but maybe because a lot of people are using YouTube, it doesn't sync. And then you have to take it down, try to put it back up. Sometimes it takes 24 hours before it fully, properly uploads in full HD quality. Like, doing social media is not an easy thing. And especially if you're small and up and coming and doing it on your own, and then you want to promote it on IG and Threads, and some people have Facebook and, Patreon and not Patreon, Patreon, and all these things. So it's not an easy thing. But I think people, because they're so used to being on social media and just scrolling, like I've watched people literally when I'm on the road and they'll be like, mm, 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 mm. For everybody's video who you're doing this to, that person may have took hours to put together their content. And I'm not saying to sit and watch everybody's content, because even me, like I'll tune in for a few seconds. If it ain't for me, I'm sorry, I gotta scroll by. But for the people who you're actually subscribed to, for the people who you keep watching their content and not subscribing to, but you keep revisiting, big them up. Let them know that you love them, that you like them, that you enjoy their content, that you're in tune with them. Like, just come on now. I feel like everybody was a little bit nicer during the pandemic, because I think everybody was trapped at home and the world felt like it was ending, and everybody felt like, maybe they were obligated to this whole, we are the world, we are the, I feel, and as soon as that was over, everybody went right back to being shady and being messy. But I've learned along the years that people are people, and no matter how much you preach to them, as Arie has said, no matter how much you preach a message, if people don't care, they just don't care, and it will only take their own life journey and epiphany to change them. Your preaching can't change them. Your teaching, you're nothing. And I learned that the hard way. But anyhow, I'm going to end this live because, as I said, this is the longest live I've ever done. I'm going to have to chop it up. So if anybody doesn't watch the lives, but they'd rather watch the shorts, bear with me. It may take me literally 24 hours to 48 hours to chop everything up, get it uploaded, all of the things. Bear with me. And until then, catch the replay, whatever you can, sit through, skip through it a bit, and, like, comment, share, subscribe, and you guys stop leaving negative comments. Another comment said this message is held for review. Should anyone listen to me? Well, if anybody shouldn't listen to me, who is this? This person is Nightcrawler 5019. You're asking why shouldn't anyone listen to me? They shouldn't if they don't want to, which is why you shouldn't be here. I don't understand why you guys join a live, sit, and take the energy to comment if you don't want to listen. I don't do that because I'm a busy person. I don't have time to sit and watch people who I don't want to listen to. As I said, there's millions of people on YouTube. Go watch them. So you're saying, why should anyone listen to me? They shouldn't if they don't want to, right? But if you're here, then obviously you want to listen. And if you take the time to comment, then obviously you find something in it. So don't be dense and put a little bit of kindness in your heart. All right, y'all. Bye.